Lauren Carlson, and this is Poems from the Field, a web series from Pioneer Digital Studios that uses poetry to explore with richness and depth the creative and spiritual lives of rural Minnesotans. My guest today is poet and artist Edie Barrett, whose nest sculptures use natural and found materials to explore our connection with the prairie. She'll be reading her poem, The Camisole.
I hand wash the antique camisole, then hang it on the line. I watch it gently blow in the wind, anchored by the wooden clothespins. The prairie breeze touches each thread, each memory, the hard work, the heartache, the hard-headed. Open to adventure, she willingly came here. She arrived to the vast open prairie, her dreams lit by the stars scattered across the black night. By the sparkling lake, honking geese, pounding rain, billowing clouds, and sky everywhere. Her dreams swirled, twisted, and turned with the wind. Wind that traveled for miles and miles, stopping at nothing, but never arriving to its destination. Only tuckering out with a whisper at the border of Wisconsin. Like a tenacious bird building a nest of grass and straw, hope and promise, she too trusted in nature and her place in all things wild and untamed.
Edie Barrett lives in Ortonville, Minnesota. The inspiration for her poem struck after a visit to her local antique store in search of materials for a sculpture.
Well, usually when I do nest sculptures, I'm working with driftwood and, I just am finding things. And last year I wasn't finding anything. So I was trying to just like open my imagination to something else. And so I went to this antique shop and I was actually looking for an old baptismal gown that I could create a nest in that. And there wasn't any, but what there was this collection of turn of the century camisoles. And so I bought one and I wasn't sure how it was going to translate, but I literally did wash it by hand. I literally did hang it out on my line. And I have to tell you, there is something there's something about a clothesline. Just you're probably gonna have to cut this.
Take the time. Okay. Take the time you need. Take the time you need. The time you need.
I will just watch the sheets blow on the line, and it's like, I don't know what it is about that. It's like the wind has a form of expression.
Yeah. Yes.
And of course it does in the trees too, but I don't know. There's just something in that. Just sometimes it's just a gentle billow, and then other times it's like flapping, and I don't know what it is about the clothesline.
I think exactly what you just said is that we don't, what's that? We don't see the wind. We just see what it like does to things. So the clothesline is this way to like tap in visually to something that otherwise would be unknown.
And then to go to bed when you have had those sheets on the line or your nightgown, the pillowcases, it's just like being enveloped in that prairie air, and there's really nothing like it.
That gives me goosebumps thinking about just like the little particles somehow like affixing
the
themselves
energy.
to the sheet and the wind and all of that just welcoming you while you're sleeping.
Yeah. And so whenever I go into bed after all these things have been on the line, it's like wow, I feel it, I smell it. It's different. So I literally did wash the camisoles by hand. I literally did hang them on the line and watch them blow. And I guess what I was struck by is whoever owned these camisoles, they too washed them by hand. They too hung them on the clothesline to dry. And they too watched them blow in the wind. And it was like this really intriguing lineage of this feminine line of what it means to live here. And I do have an intrigue with the women who came here, in the late 1800s of what it took to be here. I mean, what courage and the tenacity and the grit, because, it's sometimes these winters are a little challenging for us with all our contemporary comforts.
Yes.
So I think maybe some things haven't changed. Maybe that prairie wind hasn't changed, the honking geese, the diamonds on the lake, the night stars. I mean, those things, they haven't really changed. Time has changed, but those have remained fairly consistent.
And the other thing that struck me is sometimes the wind does take things.
It does take things.